Hello, everybody. Okay, so we have our founder chat starting. I'm very excited to have Zuly on with me today. Of course, we're talking about TIARA Natural Deodorant. It is not the only product that she makes, though, and I am currently also wearing this. I have been using the TIARA deodorant since I met her in VitaFoods Barcelona. I did say Geneva last time. I was mistaken because it's always been in Geneva, and now they're starting to move it. So as soon as I met her in VitaFoods, I did call the office and I was like, okay, everybody needs to try it before we have our founder chat. And it's been amazing. So very excited to have her on today. There she is.
Hello. We're connected.
That's right, we are.
I'm in Toronto and, well, Aurora. And we're connected, my friend. I'm so happy to see you again.
Likewise.
I mean, it's been amazing. So, yeah. Oh, I see we have been using the deodorants. Okay, I love it.
Yes,
Love
everyone
to
in the
hear that.
office got one and we were all very excited.
That's the mission. That's the mission, as you know. It's not only, it's not only a product. It's a reminder about what is good for our health. And in the end, like that's why I decided to start all this, right? Like I'm a normal person. I was working for PricewaterhouseCoopers, Scotiabank, right? But like in the end, when I found out that, all these things, I was like, okay, there is an opportunity to create something meaningful for others.
Well, it's interesting. So I have a blog and I've done a number of deodorant reviews, and so I'm excited to do yours next. But on one of them, it was so funny. I had like 6 deodorants that I was trying. Most of them don't make it past, like, you put it on in the morning and you're like, nope, like it doesn't even make it to the gym.
One thing is, so there are lots of brands, and now there's a lot of noise out there.
Yes.
And I meet people and they keep telling me, like, I don't believe in natural deodorants because they don't work. And I'm like, look at me. This is what I tried them all. Like, like I have, and I keep, I keep testing, because I'm also looking, what ingredients do they have? I'm vigilant because now it's not only, offering a good deodorant, but also telling families or young girls, hey, this deodorant contains this bad ingredient. It's not kind of, doing something bad. It's kind of bringing information out. As a journalist, that's my mission.
Well, definitely. And you think about it, it's just like, okay, we're already buying deodorant. Like, it's already something that we're purchasing.
Oh,
but now that we can purchase something better.
I stink.
Yeah.
Do you stink?
I smell amazing right now.
Now, yeah. But normally, if I don't use deodorant, like even if, after the period that TIARA works, if I don't use it, I smell. And that's beautiful. It tells you it's working. It's natural.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh, right? Yeah. And, it's interesting because I've tried a lot of deodorants. And for a while there, because I couldn't find one that...
I can't believe we met. I can't, like, it's so funny. But I think, all this mission is guided by a higher source. So we had to meet in Barcelona.
Yes, we did. And it was so funny because when I sat down next to you, I was like, I know this woman. I'm like, I've seen her. I'm like, she's from Canada. I'm like, I love that we're in a different country.
Right. And then I met Jacqueline, and she already was talking about my deodorant, and she said that nothing worked for her until she used mine. And I feel, this is compelling. This is a story that it's, this is for the news, right? Like, it's true. Somebody who really didn't know anything about deodorants, is not a chemist, decided to put her time and her work with a team of people who are very clever and be able to create something that it's really powerful and unique.
And when I think about that, you're on a mission. You're like, okay, let's solve this problem.
I mean, I love
can't. Someone just has to put the effort in, and you put the effort in to actually solve it properly, and that people would actually like the product. There's one natural deodorant that I've used, but it also has an ingredient in it that actually caused a rash in my armpit. Not because the ingredient is a bad or a no ingredient. It's just I can't use it. So, having this one and using it for the past month, I guess, month and a half now, I haven't had any issues, and I have very sensitive skin, and I was very happy.
I understand. And, there's some people who may, mine has baking soda. So we need to acknowledge that. And 3%, I mean, I was allergic to baking soda, reactive.
Yeah.
But I was able to manage, right? Like I knew I needed something natural. So
Yes.
the body actually adjusts. After you try, those rashes sometimes are nothing. But,
Yeah.
that helped me realize, okay, I need to put less baking soda. But baking soda is super important to be part of this, right? Because it's the
Mm.
number one deodorizer of the world.
Yes, that's true. There you go. And that's, when you think about it, it's just because it's natural doesn't mean everybody isn't going to have a reaction because all of us have different skin, different preferences, fragrance, everything.
Worse for
Um,
worse
yeah,
worse for the most number of people, let's say that.
yeah,
Even so, there are other brands that contain but really dangerous ingredients, right? Like based on Yuka,
yeah,
right? And like for instance, this one contains cancer causing potential cancer causing ingredients, and a lot of kids are using it. So
yeah.
why should we? And most of the other brands that copy, the first one that started with that ingredient is this one, each and every.
Mm,
And this contains also potential cancer causing ingredients based on Yuka. And other brands are just, like BHT, these are brands that we're familiar with.
yes.
And then, like, why are we familiar with brands that bring so much toxins, so many toxins to our body?
The marketing. It's
Exactly.
everywhere.
And then we trust influencers who are selling, I don't have it now, but also the Salt and Stone, which is very popular
Mm,
in Canada and in the US. A lot of young kids are being influencing others to use it. And that also has potential cancer causing ingredients. So, numbers, I mean, I spoke to one of the bachelorettes in TV. Like her name is Katie Thurston, and she is now experiencing breast cancer, stage 4. She's super young. My
yeah.
aunt died when she was super young, so I know it's very, very, very challenging. And like I'm hoping that like but we really need to put attention about and I'm doing this mostly for young girls, right? Young girls, young boys who start using deodorants so they don't have to use garbage. No
Yeah.
toxins, no potential cancer causing ingredients, no endocrine disruptors. So we're starting the day like super good. And then if we drink our electrolytes, if we do our exercise, if we go to the sun, like simple things, you
Yes.
know,
Well,
our
and think
life.
about all the things we put on our body before we even consume anything. And every single one of those products, I think there was an infographic about what women do in the mornings. And it's the moisturizer, it's this, it's the concealer, it's the makeup, it's this. They like listed all of it. And they were like, think about every single time. You don't think about it, oh, a little bit here, a little bit there, but you're putting all those things on in the morning before you've even left the house. You haven't even touched food yet.
And
And,
the deodorant is very, very crucial. That's what I learned. I mean, yes, I understand there is change now. I mean, for me, eyelash, like what's the name of
mascara.
this?
Mascara.
Mascara, is dangerous because it's close to our eyes, right?
Mm,
Like so, I put attention to that. I put attention to the creams, no chemicals, no toxins. But the deodorant goes into the lymph nodes.
yeah.
And I have been learning so much about my lymph nodes because it seems that I have a tendency, like my body is very sensitive. So that also made it very special for me to create something very unique because
Yes.
I was in the game. It's not only, I'm not making it, I made it for me and my family. And then I decided, okay, this is working, and all my family is using, my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece who's 15, right? My son who's 11. I mean, this is very important. I
It
think
is.
in the end, I feel very compelled. Being a woman entrepreneur is very challenging, as you know,
Yes.
right? Right? And being an immigrant woman entrepreneur makes it even more challenging,
Yes. It's a whole
right?
other level.
I don't speak the language properly, right? Like I do speak English, but like I have to do an extra effort in order to communicate with you guys and
Yes.
explain everything and be able, and people need to value all that, right? Like it's a whole mission like behind, and it's heavy. It's like, and people ignore you, as sometimes, and supermarkets don't want to sell the good products, maybe because they're expensive.
That's always it's the premium. And you're like, yes, because good ingredients do cost more. And the same thing with
It's an
organic. We had that,
investment in your
yes.
health,
Yeah. We had that huge
right?
organic movement where we said if everyone decided to change their farming practices, then yes, they would naturally get cheaper because everybody is doing it. So
And I
yes,
think
if
it's
people
cheaper.
actually adopt the better ingredients and they adopt this style, then the costs are gonna change. And it's one step at a time. But it's
It's
true.
happening. I see it. I was like yesterday received an email from the Velascos. She's a lady with her kids and she's putting the tiara in her bag and I'm like, and she's using a good sunscreen
Yes.
now. Now they're different. Now I see the difference. I many like 3 years ago when I was planning and creating, like I already had the formulation, but I was like, so I went to the shelves and I was taking pictures for the future so I can
Yes.
show my kids, like my family, this is what we used to use. And all these deodorants had BHT, triclosan, parabens, perfume, like crazy. And like now I start seeing the evolution. I start seeing now I'm being called. I'm
Yeah.
launching 15 stores in Florida now,
Ooh,
and
very
this
exciting.
store people fight for the space there, and
Yes.
they call me, right? They want me because the product is very good, right? Like so
That's a
now
very good product.
the
Well,
product speaks by itself. Either
yeah.
my shower caps also. I don't know if you learn about my shower
Yes.
caps.
I was actually going to say that. I was like, this is not your first product. The shower caps were, and actually we watched your episode on Dragon's Den.
Oh,
So
really?
that was very exciting. I
Oh.
was like, yeah, we're going to watch it.
Yeah, I didn't speak English well at that time. I was coming back from Panama and I was super, like I decided to put myself in front of the fire, right? Like
Yeah.
they could have destroyed me, really, but they were super kind. They saw my passion, and I feel Manjit felt the passion. They were all smiling. They congratulated me. Also, Arlene was very nice. Like amazing people, like they're all entrepreneurs like us.
They are.
And right now they're friends and I gave Arlene like 3 months ago the deodorant. I gave Manjit as soon as I launched it. She accepted it. She's so kind. So I think we're leading change by opening up. But I think there is a lot of work still to do in order to help entrepreneurs to open doors for them. Like,
Yes.
why, what does it cost? What is the
I know.
cost? If a product is good, I mean, an introduction, that's why we have a group. We're part of a group called Founders Helping Founders.
Yes.
I find that that is a very, generous community.
It is.
Everybody shares information and, at least it's better.
Yes. Well, it's interesting you said that because
Uh-huh.
one of my questions is, have you been part of any groups? Now, I was part of a group that I paid to be part of, and
Oh,
it was interesting. They wouldn't actually. Someone had asked in the group for an email address to a buyer for a specific category,
right.
and they were like, "Well, that's not what this is for." And I sat there and I was like, "Well, I know the buyer for the other category," and so I emailed them and asked for the other email and I sent it to them. And they said, that was extremely nice of you because no one wants to share any contacts. And I'm like, how horrible. It is hard to get into these big stores. It's hard to get emails. It's hard to get contact information and then to pay for a group to be part of. And then they
Hey.
were like, no, I'm not helping you. I was
Jesus
like,
Christ.
what?
I'm sorry. Like, I'll be out right away. Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense. You
No.
have to follow with your energy. And we
Yes.
have this energy of breaking barriers, of really opening doors for everyone. If somebody asks me a question, well, if I don't have the time, because I'm really, like I'm a solo entrepreneur, I
Mhm.
have a lot of people who work for me, but I'm a solo entrepreneur. And that is also challenging because the grants don't come to me
No.
because I don't have a team of people. It's just because
The grants are not easy to apply for. That's a whole other thing.
I know, right? And also, I mean, there's so many challenges, and I believe a lot of people are experiencing this,
Yeah.
but nobody talks about it. And we need to be making more noise
Yes.
and get the government to actually help us. I think in BC you have more
Yeah.
opening, like
So
you have more
yeah,
support.
I think the most support
Ontario,
is the Maritimes. The Maritimes has the most grant support in the country.
which one?
the Maritimes, the
In
provinces
which
on,
that?
yeah, the Maritimes. So it's they have the most, but BC and Ontario, because they have the most, you would think that they would have the most, but they don't.
Zero. Like
Yeah, and then
support, like
for
I was
us,
reaching to the secretary of Dove Porn. She connected me to another lady, and everything they created is just simple, taking you nowhere,
yeah,
nowhere. So
yes,
why should we spend time? Our time is so, they don't understand the importance of our time.
yeah,
And I do understand my time, and so I definitely don't want to go to a dead end.
yeah,
So but we need to raise our voices, and I think in the end somebody needs to hear us, right? Because and also supermarkets, like supermarkets that are supporting our journey. I'm so grateful, because like now I see more natural, real ingredient deodorant. But there are also, like, I would love to share, and I will share with you after, these deodorants that are claiming still the secret that is free of aluminum. Like, how many toxins on
I
it?
know. I know they picked one to take out. They picked one of the bad
Exactly.
ingredients.
Oh, people don't want the aluminum. Let's take out the aluminum, and then let's continue with the BHT and the,
Yeah.
the other crazy ingredients that I was
It's a
like, oh
nice
my
little
God.
greenwash. Just greenwash that a little bit, move it over, and then we'll see what happens. And then, but it's not, they still have the one with aluminum.
Oh, of course.
So
I,
it's
I
not
mean,
like
that's the
they
number.
like took it
And
out.
the problem here is, I mean, it's funny because so the mission is not only put it in the supermarkets. The mission is to actually explain to people education, right?
Yes.
Education. And that's why I'm talking with you here today, because you have a network of families, and the education part is very important because people think they need aluminum. So I met people who told me, if I don't use your deodorant, I have to go back to the aluminum one. And I'm like, no, don't do that. So they actually, one of the ladies who is part of my network, and is women owned, like, she is the first user. So I was pushing myself harder in order to launch my deodorant, because if she didn't use mine, I knew she was using the aluminum one.
Yeah.
Because
Which is
people simply
frightening.
don't want to smell.
Ah, yeah. Actually, I actually wanted to bring up a point. When you were saying how important it is for our armpits and what we put on them, I wanted to point out another reason why as well is because many people shave their armpits, right? So you're breaking the skin and
Yes.
then you put the chemical on if you're using chemical deodorant, which means there's zero barrier. So, yes, when you were talking about that, that's all I was thinking about is all the people that are shaving their armpits. And, as soon as you do that, you're opening up,
And,
basically
and
opening
we're
up the
mothers.
skin.
I mean, did you know that deodorant for women are more harmful than deodorant for men?
Is it because men
Like,
are allowed to smell?
no, because the ingredients are different. Our microbiome is different.
Mhm,
So when
that's
I was testing my deodorant, I was learning so many things about deodorants, and also all the testings that I did. It's incredible the amount of garbage that is in deodorant. Like, literally, like, these deodorants, like, should not be on shelves. But like, that's the education process, and
yes.
I talk to the buyers, and I'm asking them, why do you have these deodorants? I mean, I'm talking to Costco, right?
Mhm,
They sell the most,
yes.
like, I
And it's like a
bought this
five
at
pack.
Costco. This is six. This is six in Yuka. 6 out of 100. Mine is
It's just
100,
frightening.
right?
Yes.
So I'm asking them, and they're like, okay, well, how much money do you have? And who cares? Like, as long as I put my products out there, people are going to buy it because it's
Yes, they
going
are.
to. And then, you know, banks have the money. The money is not the issue. The issue is to put the right products in shelves.
Yes.
So, like, I have a lot of money. Believe me, if people continue buying it, the more people that buy it, the
Exactly.
more noise it become. And then, like, we have everything, right? I did something amazing. So let's do it. Let's connect together, and let's change. Let's create change for
If
everybody, for our kids.
Costco, when I see my five pack, I will be buying it. So put it on the shelf.
Yes, exactly. Like that. And that's the way we should do it, right? Like, by asking. So I
Yes.
sent a letter. I already have all the records. I have somebody at Costco that actually God connected me with on a plane. And he uses my deodorant and he
Yeah.
believes in my journey. But everybody's like kind of, oh, Zuly, but we don't get, I mean, although I see other products that launch right away in Costco, they are making me grow,
Yeah.
little by little, while families are still using garbage, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is an urgent product to be on shelves.
It
It's
is.
like, the amount of misinformation, the amount of, I mean, everybody, like, so for instance, this deodorant has an ingredient called ozokerite. So what is ozokerite? Ozokerite is a rock, and they take the rock and make it the wax. So that's the wax we put on,
Okay. Yep.
right? So the wax contains like it's a petrolatum and a mineral oil as well. So it basically, if you refine it, then it's allowed in the States and in Canada. But
Okay.
unfortunately, even if refined, it contains potential cancer-causing ingredients, even if refined. So why
So
should
they're
we use
still
it?
doing it.
I
Yeah.
mean, why should we put questionable ingredients?
This is what, so in every industry they have this, but in the natural health industry there's a number of ingredients that they know are potential and they still let them in the products and they don't have to put warnings on them. Same thing with artificial dyes. We're still allowed to use those in our food, in our snacks, in our kids' treats. It's a why. Like, can we not just start pushing and banning these
And it's so
ingredients and
simple.
move
Now the
forward?
products are there. Now
Yes.
the products are here. Like, even, I mean, let's say it would be nice, right? Like when we were dreaming about, oh, it would be nice to have a good deodorant, something that really, I remember that was my dream and my
Yes.
desire.
Yeah.
When I didn't even create anything, like it would be nice to find, same with the shower cap. Oh, it would be nice to have a shower cap that doesn't mark my forehead. It
Yeah.
would be nice to have a shower cap that doesn't allow my hair to get wet. It would be nice to have a shower cap that is reversible so I can do my hair treatments. And then it's created, right?
Yeah.
And so, same with the deodorant, it would be nice to have a deodorant that is safe, that works, that is natural, that is nothing, like nothing to worry about, like
Yeah.
it's just natural, sustainable, that lasts longer. For me, the dream was to have a deodorant that lasts longer. This deodorant lasts forever.
It does. That's what I was saying. I'm like, I think I've been using it for a
Forever.
month and a half, and I'm like, it is
It's
still
not
like
going
there's
anywhere.
so much in there. I
It
was like,
lasts, for my mom, it lasted a year. So for me, it's more, it's more about sustainability. It's
yeah,
more about numbers, right? So I want to get into so many homes. So actually, if I sell 1 million deodorants, then, I understand that I'm saving a lot of plastic waste,
yes,
and we will put numbers to it and we will talk about it and we will work with the supermarket saying, okay, this is the way we're helping the planet, right? Like now they're
yes.
offering other packaging, which I'm exploring. I don't believe in paper packaging at all. Paper absorbs the oil in the deodorants.
So yeah, I was
And
gonna say, aren't they also lined with plastic anyways? The paper ones?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, and that is not recyclable. So in
Yeah.
the end, they're playing the greenwash game.
Yeah.
Well, I decided to use it with sustainable packaging number 5. So like at least it's recycled,
Yes.
and we're reusing plastic, and like in the future, hopefully we. But I also wanted to have functionality, right? I
Yes.
don't like to put the finger and to, like it takes forever. It's like,
Oh,
and
I
they
love the
make,
twist. The twist is
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
twist, exactly. And then they make these little squares that last nothing. So you have to make thousands of those
Yeah.
squares. So it's kind of, like, where are we going? Are
Yeah.
we really doing something sustainable?
It's
Or are
true.
we just talking about sustainability and people's buying this?
Yeah.
Like people like to believe in people, and sometimes, I am telling, like, why are you using this? Oh, because they said, no, this one is really good. I'm like, really, are you sure? Are you
I
sure?
know. Or did someone just say
And
it?
no, yeah, who told you this is really good? Like, did you do the research? Did you read the ingredients? Do you understand the ingredients? Because they're claiming that most of the deodorants that are natural contain potash alum,
Yeah.
and that is an ingredient that is in sage, that is in Rocky Mountain deodorant. Most of the deodorants that are kind of claiming natural contain potassium, and that's a form of aluminum.
Yeah.
So that's why it
It's
works.
so you can you put in the chat the name of the website that you were talking about that rates the deodorant?
Yuka.
Yuka with a U, right? UKA?
Y-U-K-A. Yeah. I lived in France.
Yeah.
So they come from France, and this is an independent app. So it's the only one that I trust because
Okay.
I know their, like how they handle it. And in Europe, in France, I mean, nobody buys without,
Looking it
scanning.
up. Yeah.
Scanning, like that's the way to protect ourselves. Knowledge,
Yeah.
knowledge,
Yes.
knowledge is a way of protection. But when we don't have time, right? Because we're
Yes.
always busy. I mean, we're women. We have a lot of responsibilities. Women after 35, married with kids, forget it. We're a mess. We're like, okay, anything, give it to me. I
It's,
wasn't even in.
we're
I
trying to stay
remember
on
when I
top
had
of the
my baby.
calendar. It's like the calendar, the kids, the work, the this, the that, and then like the sports events that come in, and you're just like, and you have to feed them too. And you're like, oh no.
It's too many responsibilities, really.
It's
Like,
so
we really
many.
need to start, well, luckily in Canada, our partners are more helpful.
Yes, yes, they are.
In Latin America, we used to have the nannies, right? That were really helpful as well. But here, I feel that I'm like sometimes I don't know how I do it all. I'm a single mom now, so it's very challenging.
It is hard.
Very, very
Yeah.
challenging. But like somehow we manage. But yeah, it's just so no time. No time means no health.
Yeah,
So sad, right? Like,
it
why
is.
should we? So at least we're making noise, and
Yeah.
then little by little, people are going to start making, at least giving some. The mission is, if it works for you, please tell family and friends, right?
Yes.
That's what you're doing. You're posting it. Now it's their decision, because even my best friend, I gave it to her, and when I landed in Seattle, she showed me, oh yes, I'm using yours and I'm using the rock. And I'm like, why the rock? Like, like how come are you mixing aluminum with not, and she's like, so I explained, like, I show her everything. And after, like, she's my best friend from school, and she still was mixing both deodorants.
She was like, I don't know what to do. She's like, I guess I have to do both, which
I
is
know,
so
right?
funny.
I have been using this for 17 years,
Yeah.
so why should I just give up? Maybe this one is not really going to work.
Which is funny. I tried those rocks and none of them ever worked for me,
Oh
and they
my God.
always smelt. And I feel like I
That's
also
pure
don't like the
aluminum.
ones where you
That's
use your
pure
fingers.
aluminum.
Yeah. Ugh.
That's a
And I
natural form of aluminum.
oh, okay, because it never worked for me, and I was like, and then I smell bad, and I was like, okay, well, I've given up on that. And then I don't like the ones where you have to put your hand into the container. I don't like that.
I know. And then there are other brands. So the old-fashioned brands, the brands that they developed deodorants before. I
Mhm.
don't know if I have it here, but most of those brands contain cornstarch. So
Mm.
corn is another ingredient that shouldn't be in deodorants, because corn was modified and
Yeah,
became
some of it. Yeah.
as we all know, and like, just not put corn. So we're using tapioca starch
Yeah.
instead, right?
Well, and
So
tapioca starch has a sweeter smell too, doesn't it? Yeah.
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 Yeah, so and little by little we're creating innovation. It's good that it started from there, but it's time to switch their formulas, and that's really expensive. So the
Yes.
deodorant makers don't want to switch that, because it takes years
Oh,
in
yeah.
order to switch. So we need to say, okay, thank you. I used to use you. You were good, but you now contain the ingredient that now is
Yes.
shown that it's not. So let's move on and
Yeah.
let's continue. And that's how I see the my mission. So now I'm developing the roll on.
Ah,
Yeah,
interesting.
because some people don't like I mean, most in Canada and the States, they use the sticks, right? Like,
Yeah.
the stick is the popular one. But in Europe, they use
The roll.
the roll on. Yeah. So I'm
Interesting.
super excited about this regenerative, organic, little though. So,
Yeah.
but you pay. I mean, you pay for what you want, and
It's
then you
true.
choose. I'm
Yeah.
giving options.
Yeah, it's about the consumer. And I wanted to say, so when you are thinking and when you're working on your marketing strategy, either with the deodorants or with the shower cap, what is your like go-to, what has worked the best on either education or platforms or anything? What marketing strategies work the best so far to get the word out?
I think being genuine, it's one, right? Like being
Hmm.
genuine anywhere you go, demos, communicating with people, bringing information. I think information is key. When
Yeah.
people trust you, creating trust, it's everything. So they become ambassadors of your brand,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I have to do more videos because I really need to make more videos and talk to
Yeah.
more people, and I can put them everywhere, right? Like I need to do it, but it's the lack of time and the lack of focus because I have been doing so much. I'm launching in so many supermarkets, so it takes time to fill out all the papers, and you know how it is. It's a
Yes.
lot
The
of
listing papers.
documents,
There's so
right?
many.
And the insurance and paying all these fees, and so it's expensive,
Mhm.
and at the same time it's challenging, so I have to really do it all. But it's happening, so that's i
Yeah.
I mean, marketing strategy, I would say, demos demos work for me really well in the
Yes.
supermarkets. Right now, I'm not really using a lot of the internet like to sell the deodorant. I'd rather putting it out there so people actually catch it and take it home.
Yeah.
That's the mission, right? So
Yes.
a lot of presidents of organizations. I'm talking to the big organizations who are seeing my journey, and I believe they connect with this journey, right? They
They do.
feel the genuine approach. I mean, I lost my grandma and my aunt. What else can I tell you, right? Like it's just, I have the spiritual, you know,
Connection to it.
yeah, I
The
have the
genuine
spiritual,
part. You,
I have,
everyone sees it. Yeah. Yes.
authority to ask them to please remove them. I'm
Yeah.
kind of Greta, the this lady, what's her
Of
name? Like
deodorant. The Greta of deodorant.
the Greta, what's her last name?
Oh, I don't. I actually don't remember it now.
She's from Switzerland,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
love her passion. Like she sits, she goes. So I went to in London. So when we finished our meeting in Barcelona, I went to London and I did the video from Buckingham Palace talking about cancer and the importance of
Mhm.
learning about ingredients and raising awareness.
Yeah.
So like
No, and you see it. And I agree with you. Being genuine is number one. Having the trust of your consumer, as you should, because they're the ones buying it, using it with their own families. They're trusting you with the mission. They're part of it. And the videos, of course. I know I'm with you on that. Everyone's always like, do more videos. And I'm like, yes, of course. And then it's like, do more. And I'm like, it's just a lot.
it's so
Because everyone
hard,
thinks
man.
it's
I have
easy.
to.
Everyone thinks it's easy. And you're like, no, it's actually, it takes time.
It takes time, and it takes, but literally we're getting better. We need to really do a lot of videos now with AI. I need to figure out how AI can actually, we need to actually
Assist.
talk about
Yeah.
that, create a group that talks about AI and get into that. I find that there are a lot of founders in our group. Like I see William, like he's killing it, right? He has a lot of time. He has been doing it all his life. He inspires me.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
need those people to inspire you because
Yeah.
we have to see who came before us, who's doing it, make sure we share those conversations so that we either don't make the same mistakes or we jump on, the what's happening and the positive and the momentum.
and and
But
and
yeah,
also, we're facing very challenging times. This is not what it was before. I
yeah,
mean, 3 years ago, if I launched my deodorant then, probably I would be in many other places. But right now, everybody's kind of very, like
yeah,
it's a slow time. There is a lot of political situations, so everybody's kind of,
yeah.
somewhere else, not really focusing on their health.
Yeah, and I do find with the Canadian market's different, obviously, than many other countries, but we
True.
are a lot slower to bring products into certain locations. It seems to be a very slow process, and then some places they're like, yeah, let's try it, let's see. It's a very different mentality. It's like, yeah, I like the product, let's see what we can do with it, versus do what you can first, and then we'll see if we want you. So it's, you get both sides of it, and it's hard.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But what I feel is that we're going to win. You
Yes.
know, we're going to win, and this is the beauty. Like the product speaks by itself. People who buy it and rebuy it are talking,
Yeah.
right? Like now I see orders growing with the retailers that are supporting me. So like that's the beauty. Like
Yeah.
it's becoming a brand that people knows. I think I shared on the chat that I got the Canadian Class 3 trademark for Tiara, which is a great win.
It is
Like
huge.
it's
Yes.
it's a wonderful brand. Like people talk, I want my tiara. They don't say deodorant anymore. They say tiara, right? So we're getting into, and it's tiara comes with high standards.
It does. I
Yeah,
know.
comes with high
Yeah.
standards. So I actually, let me bring the tiara that I use at I think I have it here. I actually went to so I gave it to so I was using one and then I put one
Oh, I love
on
it.
the so if you saw that show, I still have the tiara. So I gave, and actually the lady who went into the show, she became Miss Universe Canada.
Did she?
Yes, yes,
Oh, that's so
yes.
amazing.
And then I was able to sponsor Miss Universe Canada because they supported my journey
Yeah.
and because they wanted to inspire more women to use tiara.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
I
had no
think it,
idea. I love that.
right? It's a protection, right? Like we're
Yeah.
putting this so nobody will know more. We have power, right?
That's right.
It became, I started with the shower cap because somebody told me, um, create a name
Yeah.
that actually people remember is in the head. And I'm like, okay. And then, like, as you know, the process is very challenging to create the name of your company. I started with Miracle Shower Cap, and then my lawyers is like, no, Miracle is going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
Everybody has Miracle and whatever. And say, okay. And what about Tiara? And they say, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, how I became, and now the meaning. And spiritually, I think I was forced to
To
call
choose
it
the name.
Tiara.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think everything has been managed from up there, because I mean, if there is one person that is going to make this company global, it's me.
It's
I
true.
mean,
It's
I,
it's
like,
always going to be you. It's always going to be the driving force is us as
yeah,
founders.
exactly. We
Yeah.
have that energy, that passion, that connection with the right people that are going to support us because,
Yeah.
we deserve to be in selves. And it's not about the money here because listen, you know how hard it is to be an
I
entrepreneur.
know.
Like people think
there's
I'm a
there's a
millionaire,
lot of
like they
other ways
reach
to
me
make money.
out all the time. I'm like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
no budgets.
Yeah.
But the important thing is that we invested the money in what was important, which is the
Yes.
product.
Yeah.
After
I
that,
completely agree. And you think about it, I was actually talking to my mom about new products and development, and she's like, as long as you stay true to why you started, the mission behind it, and she's like, make the products that you want to make for your customers. She's like you always say, she's like, that's the most important part. She's like, don't let anyone sway your decisions into making products that you don't want to make, that you never wanted to make. You don't want to change the ingredients. She's like, just remember, you started the company, you did this. She's like, you're the founder, not them. They're trying to get you to change your mind. You have to just keep saying, no, this isn't what I want. This is, and it's true, and sometimes you need that reminder every once in a while, like, no, you started this. I started this. I have a reason. I'm moving forward, and it's my mission. And you have to push all those other people aside and say, no, you aren't doing this. You've
oh
never created
yeah, no,
something.
nobody
Yeah.
understands your reasons, and you have to stay strong to your values. In the
Yes.
end, those are your values, and people understand that, and they respect your values. And actually, I went to Newtopia. I don't know if
Oh,
you're
good.
going this year.
I'm thinking about going this year. I'm on the fence.
Me too, because of all the what is happening now, right?
I know.
So
It's a lot.
I actually was part of the pitch, the conscious pitch,
Yep.
competition. And after I finished, and that day my uncle died. It was a very
Oh,
weird
yeah.
presentation because I was super stressed. But I sent my message, I said, okay, who uses a natural deodorant? What ingredients are in the deodorant? And then when we came to price, everybody's like, oh, this is pricey. Like 16.99 in the US is pricey for them. I'm like, no. I mean, of course, they buy $3 deodorants.
Yes.
But now I am proving that people don't care about the price.
No. Not if it's a good product. If it's the product is good, then of course they're buying the good quality product. And so it's less important. Of course, if you're buying another generic bad ingredient product, why would you spend more? Yeah, you pay for what
So
you get.
so I'm very very proud of the situation, and like it's now time to grow. It's
Yeah,
time to get it everywhere. So now
I
I'm
agree.
focusing on that, and you will see more like July is going to be full of launches. I'm soon going to be launching on many stores. So that's the growth, and then
That's exciting.
getting investors, getting the people who are supporting this journey. That's very important. Mentors, and people who like you, who are supporters, right? Like supporters from anywhere.
That's true. I know we're all consumers.
Right?
Yeah,
Because we, in the end, we use the product, right? Like we
yeah,
need to use deodorant, so why don't we use the best one, right?
I
Like the
agree.
one who's winning awards, like the. So this is the Entreprenista Award.
Oh, I
So
love that one.
yeah, so this is a great award because it's a group of women in the States who are supporting this mission, and
Oh, I
and
love
they
that.
gave me the award because of my commitment and my, I think, because of my persistence, right? Like of leading something very different. And I have this other, I won it in 2022. This is for
With a female
diversity.
driven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diversity female founders. So
Wow.
diversity, like all this is very, very important because it's a very challenging road.
It is. I know when someone said to me, "Oh, something about an award," and I said, "Yes," and I said, "Cherish those awards because you worked for it. They aren't easy to get. You have to there's a lot of steps involved, and you have to
Oh,
prove
and in
prove
the
so many
States, there is
things."
another organization called the Skincare Anarchy. I won the 2023, 2024. Like I could get the 2025, 2020, because there is nothing really, like
Yeah.
there is nothing like Tiara. So I'm like, kind of, it's really good. It's really good to know that. And the support of the community.
Yes, the support is always amazing. Like that, I always talk about groups and accelerators and things like founders helping founders, and it's the community that you gain from it. It's the people you meet in the process. It's the other award nominees that you end up connecting with and finding more about. It's the whole thing is part of the process, and it's nice to have that community and that growth with people that are like-minded.
But the most important thing is to understand read between the lines and connect with the real people, because the other ones are just taking your energy away, and
That is
it's
true.
it's kind of, don't waste your time. Just connect with the vitamin people and keep going, because like I have faced so many difficulties in that sense. Like I was bullied, so luckily
Yeah.
luckily it's nothing bad, because the only thing that I was like, these people don't understand that I can see them. I can understand
Yes.
who they are,
Yeah.
so I can move faster. I can move away faster, right? But the important thing is that when then you know what is their project and what is it made for. So I shouldn't be joining that project. As you
Right.
said, difficult situations make you understand you are hoping for more. I actually paid a big amount of money to attend uh, uh, um, like an entrepreneurial camp in the States.
Hmm.
And then I was surprised about what I learned. I learned that nobody knows.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's so true.
And
And
that's funny to
yeah,
learn that, you're doing the right thing and the other people don't even know what they're doing. And they
it's so true.
criticize you and you're like, okay, nice.
I know. It is a lot of sometimes you get in those rooms and you're like, are we having the same conversation? Are we on the same and then you kind of read the room and then you're like, okay, yes, I need to leave. This is not my room.
Right.
I need to
Yeah.
move on. But
Move on.
yes. Yeah.
And I love that. Like we can close our chat saying that. Like if you don't feel that the people that are around you support you, just step away.
Yes. Find new people.
Step away.
There's so many people out there.
There are thousands of amazing people. Like same with dating in my case.
You're like,
You
thank
know?
you. Next.
And exactly. Thank you. Next. And I believe that the universe, like don't get stressed. Just have fun. I'm learning that because at the beginning I was like putting my life on it, like dying.
Yes.
No, like it will come. Eventually it will come. So, like how wonderful it is to be able to travel the world, to meet amazing people, and to just connect and do something amazing. And then if it doesn't show up, like you're happy. I have my son. You have your kids. You have your
That's right.
beautiful family. I can't wait to visit you in Vancouver.
I know, I'm excited too. Are you? So the
Okay.
next show is obviously in Toronto, so that's a little. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you coming to Toronto?
I am. I will be in Toronto
Okay.
for that show. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So
is the CHFA?
yes.
Are you
Yes.
going to have a booth?
Yes, we have a booth for the CHFA, and then the Vancouver one we haven't decided yet because Expo is right after. So
Expo West.
yes,
It's
like a
always
week and a half
that.
later.
It's too
So
much.
it's too much. So we're not sure if we're going to be able to. You when you put it yourself out
We
there
need to
that much, you
connect.
get
Maybe
tired.
we can talk about booth strategy.
Yes. Yes,
Maybe
that's a
we
good
can
idea.
share something. Yeah. So
Agreed.
we will save money. Actually, I found one of the founders, Santiago. He actually rents, like he gets a big booth
And then he does it.
in the top shelf of the hot products,
Yeah.
and then he rents it around. So
Oh,
it's
interesting.
really,
That's smart.
yeah.
It is
So
smart because
we can
these
talk
shows are
about
so
that.
expensive. So
I
it's, you
know.
have to choose wisely.
We need to just have a little booth. Like I remember one brand, they were offering just a little table.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Because
So
really, you just
we
need to
can
be
figure it
there.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as then you have freedom, right? You
Yeah.
don't have to be there all the time. You need to walk the show
I
and
know.
meet people because it's
Those are
so
such great
big.
shows. Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, I don't think Expo West is for it's just to talk, to connect, but
And then
CHFA
move
is
forward.
very important, I think.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially for the Canadian market. We don't have as many of the shows
Exactly.
that the other countries have. So it's definitely our big one that we can't miss.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I love that. All right, my friend, it's great connecting with you. Thank you so much
Likewise.
for taking me here and for connecting me with your community.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see you again.
Likewise.
And we're
I'm very
always connected
excited.
anyway.
Yes. Oh, and make sure. So, if anyone wants to get in contact with you, what are your social media handles?
Okay, my social media is at TIARA Natural,
Okay.
at Zuly Matallana, and on everywhere is TIARA Natural. The website is www.tiaranatural.com or tiaradeodorant.com. And don't forget to buy your tiara.
That's right.
I hope, we're working to get into Vancouver. We're applying to Whole Foods, and hopefully
Wonderful.
we're going to be able to be there ASAP.
Good. Did you hear that, Whole Foods? We're looking for
Yes.
you.
No, and Costco everywhere. Like we're applying and we're getting places.
I'm excited. I'm excited to
Yes.
follow the journey, and then hopefully next year we'll do this again, and we'll see how far both of our companies have come in that short time frame.
I'm
But
super excited to learn more about your company as well.
well, thank you so much for being
Okay.
on the Founder Chat. I appreciate
Okay.
it. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next
Okay.
time.
We should
Bye,
do a founder
everybody.
shop on my side with your company. I'll do that.
That sounds perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Bye,
Bye, my
everyone.
friend.
Have a great day.
Ciao. Bye.